Grace and peace, you guys. Welcome back to Unshakable with April Chapman. Listen, I did not tell you this. I have not formally announced this yet, but you guys, I am down here in the Gulf of Mississippi. I am down in Ocean Springs, and we've been here since yesterday. And I came down here because one, I wanted to go deeper as it relates to this story. I wanted to find out boots on the ground. What is it like being Black in Mississippi in 2026? There's been this narrative surrounding the state of Mississippi that, you could be walking down the street and next thing you know, you could run into a whole Klan parade. And I just wanted to find out, if the reputation or former reputation of the state of Mississippi still stands. Actually, nah, I'm just playing, y'all. So, no, seriously, I did not come down here to really see what it's like to be Black in Mississippi in 2026. That's actually a play on a words or joke, I should say, that Jamal Bryant, he's recently done an interview with Nolan Wells' parents, and that was actually one of the questions that he asked them. And I thought it was interesting because they never really answered the question, but instead they wanted to reach back to the ghosts of Mississippi past and talk about, well, these things in history may have happened, and you always hope that what this is not what could be. And instead of saying, listen, this part of Mississippi, all I know, all I can say in my experience is amazing. It's beautiful. The community is warm and inviting. Everybody knows everybody. We've never had any problems. All of our friends play together. Everybody grows up together. Like it's Mississippi's a wonderful place. We've got industries here. We've managed to bounce back this part of Mississippi well after Hurricane Katrina. There's so many positive things that could have been said about growing up or being Black in Mississippi in 2026, but instead they chose to focus and highlight and live in the past, because some people do not want to move forward and look toward a bright and prosperous future. They'd rather wallow in the shame and victimhood of what was rather than what is or what could be. So here's a few misconceptions that I would like to get corrected for the record. We arrived in Gulfport, Mississippi yesterday morning. And this part of Mississippi, down by the coast, down by the Gulf, this is not the Mississippi Delta. This is not a one stoplight town, and you have to worry about the ghosts of Mississippi Pass possibly forcing you to move aside on the sidewalk so that they can pass. It is a very tight knit community where individuals are just living beside one another of all ethnicities. There is a large Vietnamese population here. There is a large Hispanic population. There are a lot of interracial, intermixing, intermarrying kinds of relationships. And so when we arrived, we immediately got an opportunity to meet with attorney J. Tyler Cox, who is literally my new homie. Okay, this is my people. This community has been nothing but kind to us, gracious to us, incredibly accommodating, full of hospitality. And I didn't have to reinvent myself and be someone else in order to get to know these people. They were very forthcoming with information in answering any questions that I had. And so Tyler picked us up, and we went out to grab some lunch. I got an opportunity to meet Jack's parents, And I also got an opportunity to meet some of Tyler Cox's staff members. And, it's something about when you sit down with people and you break bread. Food is a great equalizer. When you can sit down at a table with individuals and you're sharing a meal and you're passing dishes back and forth to one another and you're being kind and gracious and accommodating to one another, it tells you a lot about a person and you can get to know a lot about a person. Here is what I will tell you about attorney Tyler Cox. He is committed to the underlying cause behind this case. He is representing these three young men. And for him, it is not about the money. He is committed to being on this case because this is about the principle of fighting back when your name and your reputation is maligned, when the future that you were looking toward is being threatened, and your life as you know it is forever changed. The truth matters. We've watched the race grievance industry gain an immense level of power and influence in this country. I have felt subjugated by the race grievance industry because although I am a Black American woman in this country, I don't appreciate the fact that the race grievance hustlers force people to have to choose between their livelihood and their biblical convictions. They'll want to bully you and call you a Black person, call your ethnic heritage into question if you dare to disagree with them, or if you refuse to accept the narrative that you are a victim and that you are oppressed and that someone's knee is on your neck. Let me explain something to you clearly. If someone has their knee on my neck, my question is, why are you laying down and allowing them to do that? Like, are you unable to assert yourself and get up, fight back, push them off? So you just gonna lay there? You gonna lay there with the knee on your neck? How weak, how cowardly. I refuse to side with individuals who want me to take such a posture of subordination and weakness and inferiority. That's not the American Negro spirit that resides on the inside of me. And so therefore, people like me who refuse to buy into the narrative are a whole problem for individuals like Al Sharpton and Ben Crump and Jamal Bryant. I am a Christian first. This ethnicity is simply just an outflowing and an expression of God's glory in the earth. But J. Tyler Cox, the attorney for these young men, is committed to ensuring that America knows that under no uncertain terms are his clients involved in what happened to their friend. Let us not forget that part. Something happened to their friend. All of us are deeply disturbed and deeply saddened by what happened to their friend, but they weren't near or had anything involved or had anything to do with what happened to their friend. And the way that Nolan Wells' parents have treated them, the way that they have allowed a shareable narrative that doesn't align with the truth and the facts of this case to be pushed and disseminated and to spread like gangrene, and that they, in a sense, have put out into the public airways. Let me tell you something. This community, if I could raise children here, I would live and raise my children here in Ocean Springs. This town is about 24,000 in population. Everybody kind of knows everybody. I mean, while we're sitting at lunch, the people I was sitting at lunch with saw at least 4 to 6 people in passing that they knew. Everybody looks out for each other. If you need help, they will help you. It is not about race here. This is not some backwards podunk town. And that's why I believe Al Sharpton and Ben Crump they underestimated who and what this community is about. And they overplayed their hand and became too confident because they have used this particular strategy from their Marxist playbook in the past. And they thought that they could just rinse and repeat and do that here. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So, what is the purpose of me being here? Well, I wanted to see Horn Island for myself. I want to see the conditions of the water at different times of the day. I want to see this barrier island to get an idea of what are people like here and what does it look like there. I wanted to meet the attorney. I will be meeting with the boys, but I wanted to come down here and get a firsthand account to hear from their perspective and from the parents' perspective, the adults that have to walk alongside their children to get an idea of how all of this has impacted them, because their story could very well be your story one day. And this should not be happening to anybody. This, what's happening to them, the backlash, the threats, the harassment that they are receiving in the absence of any evidence of a crime being committed by them, should not be happening to anybody ever. I don't care what color you are. And so that's why I'm here. One, in the spirit of Christian unity, I wanted to come down here and love on these people. Let them know that we and so many others like me are praying for them. I wanted them to know that the Lord is near, not just to the brokenhearted, but He is an avenger. Absolutely. And that truth matters. Character matters, your reputation matters, and we're not going to stand by idly as someone who doesn't have good intentions, who's motivated by money. In my opinion, we're not going to stand by and allow them to destroy the lives of innocent Americans at their expense. And so I'm here in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, on the heels of when Al Sharpton received a letter of an intent to be sued for defamation. As of the date of this recording, I think he now has 8 days left to comply with the demands of that letter, or else he will be sued. Do I think he's going to comply? No. I believe he is too prideful and too arrogant and is too ignorant of Mississippi law, ignorant of the way that he has placed himself in a very compromised position. He's too arrogant and too blinded by the truth and the reality of all of that to do what that letter demands. And so the countdown is on. We're going to see how he responds. I'm not a prophet, but I don't think he's going to comply. I think he's going to make this more of a public spectacle and more of a circus. And like I told you on my video the other day, do not be, well, he's a clown in a circus, but do not be a circus for a clown. Do not be a circus for a clown. So I just wanted to come really quickly to give you guys an update, to tell you I am in an undisclosed location, but I am in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and I will pop in periodically to let you guys know of what I've been able to learn and discover and experience in this beautiful coastal town of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. To the people of Ocean Springs, thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for being home of some of the most amazing food I have ever had. And I'm looking for, listen, I didn't even know they celebrate Mardi Gras here. I've heard that the Mardi Gras here is it ain't like New Orleans where you might get shot. It's just so much more better than that. So I'm gonna have to find out and experience that for myself. But anyway, I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Leave me your thoughts and comments and prayer requests in the comments below. I'm in Mississippi. I am safe. We stay strapped. So listen, the Lord is with us, the Lord is nigh, the Lord is kind, and his grace ever abounds. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.